How is everybody? Welcome to today's webinar. I am Meredith Calloway, and I am co-founder and chief visionary officer of Gifted Travel Network. Today's presentation is titled Becoming a Successful Luxury Travel Advisor, the Inside Scoop with yours truly. Today, I'm just so excited to talk about the exciting, incredible, fulfilling opportunity to build a business around your passion for travel, and not just travel, but luxury travel. It is such an exciting industry. And I think there are very few people who understand how possible it is to have a successful business built around your passion for luxury travel. So if you're excited to learn about this, if you're excited to be here, send me some love. Drop a comment in the comment box. I don't really see an audience, so I'd love to know if you're here and you're excited and you're listening and you're ready to get going. Today's presentation is going to be about 45 minutes long, and I am going to dive deep and give you some of the inside scoop on what it takes to be successful selling luxury travel. And I will cover some of the most common questions we get here at Gifted Travel Network about this opportunity. And I'm just so excited that you're all here, and I can't wait to tell you more. So, oh, good. I'm seeing some comments. We're excited. Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome. Let's get started. So I entered the entrepreneurial world more than 20 years ago. And my reason for leaving corporate America and becoming an entrepreneur was because I had a job that was very, very successful. I made a lot of money. I was surrounded by a lot of very stimulating, intelligent people. I worked on Wall Street as an analyst. And it was supposedly like the kind of job that most people would aspire to have at the tender age of 26, 27 years old. And so I had it all, right? Or I thought I had it all. But in the end, I really didn't. I had financial satisfaction, but I did not have time to myself. I did not have a sense of satisfaction or fulfillment with what I was doing. In fact, I hated what I did. I was very good at it, but I hated what I did. And I felt like I was a slave to my bosses, to the company that I worked for. I wasn't in control of my time. And I lived for the weekends or my vacations. And I don't know if you can relate to that. But I think there's a lot of people who fall into a trap where you get a job that really supports you and offers lots of great benefits, and you think that's the right thing to do, but you're missing a couple of pieces. And it wasn't until after I left corporate America and several years into my entrepreneurial journey that I understood what my formula for entrepreneurial success was. And I think this is common for most people. And what I eventually discovered was that entrepreneurial success to me was once I had achieved freedom, right? Fulfillment in what I did, as well as financial satisfaction. And so that's what that formula down here at the bottom of the screen stands for, is entrepreneurial success happens when you have a combination of all three: freedom, fulfillment, and financial satisfaction. And we are so excited at Gifted Travel Network because we believe that you can have your cake and eat it too when it comes to selling travel and building a business around selling luxury travel. We know, not just only believe, but we know how to get to the place where you do have all three of those. And we see it every single day with our advisors in our network. Next slide. Here we go. So let's talk about just the opportunity to sell luxury travel as a whole. It just continues to grow day in and day out for many reasons. And let me just identify a few. For example, there is the Allied Market Research, a global luxury travel, according to a report by Allied Market Research, the global luxury travel market size was valued at $945 billion in 2019 and is expected to reach $1.6 trillion by 2027 for a compounded annual growth rate of 7.9%. So the luxury travel market we've seen tremendous growth over the last 2 years since the pandemic ended, and it's going to continue to grow. And I believe that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have the baby boomer population has started entering retirement age in 2011 and will continue to enter the retirement years until there's a 19-year window where we have the baby boomers entering retirement. And we all know what people do when they retire. They have more time and they have more disposable income. And so they want to travel, especially all the most successful executives who put their vacation and travel life on hold while they were either climbing up the corporate ladder, raising kids, a combination. And so we are seeing a massive trend of newly retired people consuming more and more luxury travel every single day. In addition, we have a whole new subset of the market entering luxury travel consumption, and that would be the millennials. They are consuming luxury travel. I think they are the fastest growing in consumption of luxury travel. And that has obviously added to the demand for luxury travel. And there's, your skeptics would say, well, maybe there's a recession coming to us at the end of this year, and how is that going to negatively affect the consumption of luxury travel? And I believe, and we all believe here at Gifted Travel Network, that it's really not going to have too much of a negative effect on the luxury travel space because actually in past recessions, the luxury travel space was barely affected. And add to that, the fact that the pandemic took away people's ability to travel. And we are seeing demand for travel like we have never seen it before. And so all of those dynamics added together, we see such a solid, incredible opportunity to build a business around selling luxury travel now. And we believe that that opportunity just continues to grow day in and day out. So I want you to meet one of our successful travel MBA students, Stuart Mara of the Opulent Explorer. He graduated from our travel MBA program, and he really represents what a success can look like at Gifted Travel Network. And he has achieved entrepreneurial success. He has found freedom, he has fulfillment, and he has financial satisfaction in his business. He came to us post a career selling derivatives on Wall Street. It was a very competitive environment, a lot like my story before I entered the entrepreneurial world and took my own journey. It was a very toxic and competitive environment, and he was just ready to do something that he loved. And he had a great network of people that he could position his business with. And so he did that, and he joined our travel MBA program and went through it. And as of January 1, 2023, he is a member of our Top Producers Club, second year in a row. He's crossed the threshold to be in phase 4 of his business, which I'll talk about in a second. But he is a success, and he's a fantastic example of what a success can look like here at GTN. So let's talk about some of the most common questions we get. when it comes to building a business around selling travel is how do travel advisors make money? And there's three main revenue sources. The biggest revenue source is the commissions you earn on your bookings. Commission rates can vary anywhere from as low as 8% to as much as 16 to 18%. It just depends upon the product. It depends upon the partner. And one of our jobs as a host agency is to build a relationship with partners and leverage our buying power because we have hundreds of advisors in our network, leverage that buying power and negotiate higher commission rates for our advisors. And so for cruises, commissions can, especially luxury cruise lines, it can range from 15, 16%. But when you're dealing with hotel bookings direct to the hotel, you're never really going to make more than 10% on that, just to give you an idea of where the revenue sources come. So commission is going to be your biggest source of revenue. And then you can enhance and layer in your revenue sources with service fees and affiliate fees. We highly encourage our advisors at Gifted Travel Network to charge service fees for many reasons, especially with what they learned during the pandemic in terms of having to unravel bookings and not getting paid for hours and hours and hours of tirelessly and meticulously unraveling the most beautiful itineraries. But we highly encourage our advisors to charge service fees. And we also encourage people to enhance their revenue sources with affiliate fees by selling other items related to travel. And sometimes the vendor will pay a small affiliate fee for doing that. Okay, so here is, it's a philosophy, it's a principle that is so important to achieving financial satisfaction. But I feel like 80 to 90% of the people selling travel don't understand. But we at Gifted Travel Network are not the 80 to 90% of the people selling travel. We are far from average. We are the network of people who know how to crush the odds. And one of the reasons why is really this, is understanding the importance of increasing your transaction size. Another way to say this is adding leverage to your business model. And the reason why is because, as you understood in the last slide, there's only three really true revenue sources, one of which is your main revenue source. And there's only so many hours in a day. And so there's only so many bookings you can handle as a travel advisor. Can you have other people helping you? Yes. But for the most part, there's only so much time in the day that you can be of service to your clients. And so if you want to achieve financial satisfaction, you have to find a way to increase the transaction size of your bookings. And one of the best ways to do that is to sell luxury travel. A second way to do that is groups, and better yet, put the two together and sell luxury groups. So look at the side-by-side comparison. I have Plain Jane and then I have Luxury Lucy in this slide. Plain Jane is what we see for the most part in, I would say, 80% of the travel advisors we come across selling travel. Her average booking size is about 3,000. Most often she's booking either cruises or parks. And you know what I mean by parks. The average commission for Plain Jane is about 10% on her booking. She's with a host agency where she is getting an 80% share of her commission. So the host agency she's with is keeping 20%. So her average net revenue per booking is about $240. And She charges a service fee, so that's good, of $50 a booking. So her average total revenue per booking is $290. And if she does 100 bookings a year, which is 2 bookings a week, which is a lot of volume, that is a lot of volume to handle. If she gets to that full capacity, honestly, I think that is absolute full capacity for one person. She is going to make a whopping total of $29,000 in revenue. That doesn't even add in her costs of running a business. So compare that to Luxury Lucy, which is much more like the profile of what we see here at Gifted Travel Network. Luxury Lucy's average booking size is $30,000. An average commission on the luxury booking is 16%. And because Luxury Lucy is business minded and understands the importance of finding a host agency that pays 100%, she does pay a monthly fee, to a fixed monthly fee, to get 100% of her commissions. Her average revenue per booking is $4,800, and she charges a $300 service fee. So her total revenue per booking on average is $5,100. She only has to do 50 of those a year, and that's at capacity for her, but she still has freedom, right? She still has some time to travel herself, to take weekends off. So if she's doing 50 bookings a year, her annual revenue is $255,000 a year. And her host agency expense, because she pays a fixed monthly fee, is $10,000 to keep 100% of her commissions. So net that out so we can do an apples to apples comparison. We have Luxury Lucy generating $245,000 in a 12-month period, where Plain Jane is generating $29,000. That is a multiple of 10. Like, we literally could almost add a zero to Plain Jane's to get to Luxury Lucy's. Not quite the same, but it is almost 10 times as much. And all Luxury Lucy did is focus on luxury, selling luxury. That's what I want you to see, how important this is. And this is why most of the people are not finding financial satisfaction when it comes to travel advisors that are not with Gifted Travel Network. Okay, so another really important core concept business-wise is to understand there really are phases to getting to, the phase 4 is where you want to get to when you're selling luxury travel. Phase 4 is where you're going to find all 3 components of the entrepreneurial success formula. But you're not going to get there overnight. And if you understand where you are and where you're going, it makes it so much easier. And so we have the first phase is when you start, and this is when your annual sales are in the range of 0 to just under 200,000. You will generate revenues of anywhere between $0 and $25,000. You will most likely operate at a net loss, and that is okay. That's expected. And your focus in your first year should be on branding. Really good, solid, foundational branding is what your focus should be in general. Then when you move into phase 2, and by the way, this does not necessarily mean year 2. We see people taking 3 years to get through phase 1. We see people taking 3 months to get through phase 1. So it's really up to the individual as to how long the phases last. So phase 2 is when you get to the place of selling somewhere between $200,000 and just under $600,000 in a 12-month window of time. You'll be generating revenues, annual revenues of about 20,000 to 65,000 in phase 2, and you may or may not get to the point of breaking even for profitability. You might run at a slight loss, or you might be breaking even. And in phase 2, your focus should be on client attraction systems. Another way to say that is your sales funnel, which I'll get to in a second. You really want to solidify your sales funnel so that you've got this well-working, well-oiled machine for client attraction. And that is what will get you to move into phase 3 as your bookings grow. And now you're booking somewhere between $600,000 and just under $1 million in a 12-month window. You'll be generating revenues of about $65,000 to $130,000. And this is where you're going to start seeing either break even or a small profit. And your focus during phase 3, the most important focus we encourage is what we call scaling. By that, we mean hiring people so that you can delegate lots and lots of things that you're not the best at, that's not the greatest use of your skill set. And you can really just focus on what you're good at, as well as maybe bringing on some independent contractors who are selling under your brand because you have so many leads and you can't handle them all. That happens to a lot of our people in our Top Producers Club. So phase 3 is exciting because you start to see the fruits of your labor. You start to see a profit as long as you are willing to focus on scaling and really be developing those economies of scale. And then phase 4 is where we ultimately want people to get to and stay. And that's where you'll stay and achieve this entrepreneurial success. And that's where you have achieved sales of about $1 million a year or more. And we have people booking a lot more than $1 million a year. So it's not just $1 million. Your revenues start at about $120,000 and more. This is where you're definitely making money that we believe is going to be financially satisfying to you. And we also believe that no one can define financial satisfaction except yourself. You have to decide what is financially satisfying for you. And the focus, once you get to phase 4, is becoming a leader of your business. Another way to say that is getting, you can sometimes be so in the business that you need to just kind of step out and delegate what you can delegate, lead, train, mentor, and continue to project your brand the way you want to project your brand. And that's really exciting once you get to phase 4. So what is financially possible? That is a huge question we get from people considering our Travel MBA program. And it's a very fair question. It's exactly the question I had when I considered leaving my corporate career, leaving the stability of income and bonuses and benefits, health benefits. And so what's possible? And so I want you to know what's possible. And so the best way I can share with you what's possible is to show you what our top 10 earners are, how they're doing. So these are numbers for 2022, the entire year of 2022. We saw tremendous growth in our bookings at Gifted Travel Network. We didn't see tremendous growth in the quantity advisors we have here, but we did see tremendous growth in the advisors' bookings. And so our number one commission earner, we paid $430,000 in commissions. We processed and paid out $430,000 in commissions to our number one commission earner. And we collected and processed and paid out $209,000 to our number 10 commission earner. And if you wanted to go down to how many or what number, how many people crossed six figures in commission earnings, I think you would have to go down to something like 25 or 30. So our top 30 people all generated more than six figures in commission in 2022. And by the way, what's really important to hear about this is that that's just commission. And most of these people have opted to be on the 100% commission sharing plan, but there's other revenues they're generating that are not recorded in these numbers, like their service fees. And service fees over the course of 12 months can really add up. We see people generating $20,000, $40,000 in service fees. So that can really enhance that number. Going back to the one thing I forgot to say about the phases is, let me go back to that slide. Oops, sorry. We have a term that we call an accidental hobbyist, and we say that 80 to 85% of advisors in the entire selling travel in the country are what we call accidental hobbyists. Another way to say that is they don't make it past phase 1 or 2. They just don't know how to make it past phase 1 or 2. And that's what we think we're so good at here at Gifted Travel Network, specifically through our Travel MBA program, is equipping you with the understanding, with the tools, with the resources, and the path to getting past phase 1 and 2, so that you can get to phase 4 and achieve that entrepreneurial success that everybody wants: freedom, fulfillment, and financial satisfaction. So most of the advisors in the general population are what we call accidental hobbyists and barely make it past phase 1. Some make it past into phase 2, but most of them are not making it into phase 3 and definitely not phase 4. All right, so let's talk about Erica Carr. She is in our Top Producers Club. Basically, our Top Producers Club is anybody who is in phase 4 of their business. Erica Carr came to us with, she started her brand. She had a vision for her brand long before she came to us. She has such incredible clarity and vision. She's got the most creative mind I've ever met, and she's really good at selling travel. So she built her business from scratch, and her concept for her brand came from kind of an accidental favor she was doing for friends, where she had some friends. She was still working in the corporate world. She was a very successful salesperson in a different industry. And she did a favor for some friends where I think they were going on a honeymoon. And so she planned it for them for fun. And she added in all these really sweet touches and surprises where she gave the husband a card that his wife could open that was like a surprise, like, this is our surprise honeymoon, and little hints on what they were doing. And then she put in the box, that's why she calls it Book a Box Travel. She put in the box with their documents for their trip, all these little special touches that got them even more excited about the trip. And so she's just been a total inspiration for a lot of people in our network. And we just love her brand. And she is a top producer in our Top Producers Club. So the formula for getting to phase 4, it's actually quite simple. And we teach it day in and day out here at Gifted Travel Network. It starts with what we've already spoken about, which is adding leverage to the business model by selling luxury and groups. Then you need to establish your magnetic brand. And there's a whole reasoning behind that. But ultimately, you want your brand to be magnetic because we want you to attract your ideal prospect to you like a magnet. So if your branding is not magnetic, you're actually going to be doing the opposite of the effect of good marketing. You're going to be pushing people away instead of bringing people to you. And we have a very thorough philosophy for how to make a brand magnetic. In addition to that, you want to work on building a solid sales funnel. You want this to be a well-oiled machine where you're bringing clients into the business and booking travel on a regular basis. And we have thorough content and topics and talks and instruction on how to build a solid sales funnel. You also want to develop customer service systems and procedures so there's consistency, so that you know how to not only attract luxury clients, but how do you serve them and how do you retain them? That's through solid customer service systems and procedures. And then finally, you want to hire ahead of growth to scale so that you are not doing all things and being all things to all people, which means you have zero freedom in your business. Mary Jennifer Markham of Markham Travel. She is a very recent graduate of our travel MBA program. In fact, I think we announced her graduation this week. She is also a perfect example of someone who found tremendous success. And she has also achieved that entrepreneurial success. She is already in phase 4 of her business, just a year into. She achieved that before she even graduated from the program. We welcomed her into the Top Producers Club at the beginning of this year, and she had only been in the Travel MBA program for 9 months. So MJ, as we like to call her, came to us in March of last year. She works full-time still. She has a full-time job. Yes, she actually is a radiation oncologist. So she's a doctor. She is able to find time to do her business on the side, believe it or not. And while she's been working full-time, it took her 9 months to achieve what we call entrepreneurial success. And so she is a rock star here. We love her. And she's also very, very willing and open to share whatever she learns about how she found success. So what are my odds of getting to phase 4? So something that we're very proud of at Gifted Travel Network is that we are far from average. And we know how to crush the odds. And to be fair and to be honest, when you decide to enter the entrepreneurial journey, the odds are going to be against you. And not just against you a little, like stacked against you. And you've all heard the odds, 9 out of 10 businesses fail after 10 years. Even businesses that don't fail, something like 70% of them are either losing money or breaking even. So the odds for entrepreneurship itself are against you. And then, like I said before, 80 to 85% of people in the travel industry don't make it past that phase 1 or phase 2. But that's not true with us at Gifted Travel Network. We know how to crush the odds because we are a network of far from average people. And there's a secret. There is a formula to it. So how do you crush the odds? Our formula for crushing the odds is, number 1, have a formula, have a path to success, right? But the formula is a tiny piece of it. And most people think once they have the formula, just tell me how to do it. Just tell me give me the action plan, right? And I've just done that. I've given you the 5 ways to make it through to phase 4. That is a formula, but the odds of anybody following the formula in isolation, without these other two pieces of the puzzle, are very, very low. And that's why the odds are stacked against you, is because most people are trying to follow a formula without 2 and 3, without cultivating a success mindset, and without securing themselves with a solid foundation. So I'm going to talk very quickly about the success mindset. But basically, when you have a formula, you are going to use your thinking mind to follow your formula. But inside your thinking mind, you're trapped in there with all of the doubts, with all of the negative beliefs, with all of the inner critic talk and chatter that you have developed over the course of your life. And if you don't change those and learn how to get outside of the thinking mind, and sometimes we call this plucking the weeds. Ultimately, if you do not know how to cultivate a success mindset, your odds of being able to follow that formula are almost zero. And so at Gifted Travel Network, we're very focused on equipping you with a formula, but we're just as focused at equipping you with the tools and resources and community to cultivate a success mindset. And I call that emotional fitness. I call that emotional fitness because when you are, it's another way to say it is resilience. You know, if you are just observing the conditions around you and letting that dictate what you expect for yourself, you've got to learn how to believe it before you see it. You've got to learn how to not let what is hijack your ability to stay forward, moving forward. And then the solid foundation is the third piece of how to crush the odds and be far from average. If you think about it, if you were going to build a house, I think it's very unlikely you would say to your builder, you know, when it comes to the foundation of this house, let's cut corners there. Let's cheap out on that part of the house. No, that's the one place that you're going to be like, whatever it takes, we're putting our money there. And that should be true with the entrepreneurial journey. And if you want to build a business around selling luxury travel, you want to have a solid foundation because there are odds. And if you equip yourself with this solid foundation, you are much more likely to crush those odds. And so what does a solid foundation look like in our minds? It's composed of 4 things. Number 1, a really good host agency match. So if you want to sell luxury travel, you want to host with an agency that is an expert and is in the luxury travel space. Number 2 is content. There are so many hosts out there that have a training program for travel advisors. What they're training you to do is sell travel, but they're not training you how to run a business selling travel. They're just training you how to sell travel. And then partners, so important to have a foundation of partners and relationships that make you look like a rock star. And then finally, a community, a collaborative community. Our secret sauce at Gifted Travel Network, or one of the pieces of our secret sauce, is that we are incredibly good community builders. And we have done that for you. And so you're surrounded with people. And so if you feel like you're brand new and that's going to put doubt in your mind and maybe not make you feel so good at selling something, it is so nice to know that you have 200 people that you can post a question about something and they're all going to jump in and help you and be much more very, very willing to help. So let's talk about our Travel MBA program. Your first year is if you are considering building a business around selling travel, luxury travel, that is, our path for you that we offer is the Travel MBA program. It's a year-long program, and let's just talk a little bit about what that looks like and what you're going to experience. First and foremost, who is a Travel MBA for? If you have already dipped your foot into selling travel, the Travel MBA is for you. Or if you have no experience selling travel, it's for you. If you've been selling travel and you've never really crossed over $200,000 in sales, so basically you're still in phase one of the business, the Travel MBA is for you. What makes for the most successful students in our Travel MBA program? It's people who have found success in a career, but they're burnt out, or they're jaded, or they're craving the entrepreneurial journey. They just want to be their own boss. They want to have that freedom. They want to fall in love. They want to marry a passion for something with their entrepreneurial spirit. And because you've found success in a career, you probably have a natural Rolodex of potential clients. You maybe, because you have a passion for luxury travel, you're well-traveled yourself, because now you want to make a business out of doing what you love. Tenacious, curious, detailed, innovative. All of these are qualities that make for a very successful Travel MBA student. What are you going to spend your time doing in our program? A lot of people want to put a lot of value on the actual content in the program. And in our experience, that is obviously of great value, but there are so many other things that are of tremendous value as well. And so we're equipping you with all of that. So you're going to spend a lot of time on your branding and marketing. You're really only going to spend about 10% of your time on the content or the coursework in the modules. You're going to spend more time on your coaching calls, where you're getting that one-on-one guidance from our mentors, but you're also hearing about the journey for your fellow Travel MBA students. You're going to focus on your business processes and systems. You're going to be working with clients. We want you to get started selling travel right away, and we encourage that. We don't make you wait. And then 10% of your time on partner training, which can be some of the most fun part of it all, when learning about all of our amazing partners and all the amazing experiences that your clients, you can book for your clients. So it is 100% online, this program, except for our Jumpstart meeting. So really all you need is a laptop and an internet connection to access your Travel MBA program. All of the modules, the downloads, the coaching call recordings, you'll have 24/7 access in our portal once you sign up for the program. So Asa, she is also a recent graduate of our Travel MBA program. Here she says it provided her with invaluable mentorship, coaching, and collaboration. Every Travel MBA mentor is an experienced travel business owner with many years of experience. And I can't say enough about my fellow GTNers who are always generous with their knowledge. Joining GTN changed my life, and I'm so grateful for their guidance and support. And I'm really excited to announce that Asa showed up on our weekly new booking report on Monday of this week with a $127,000 booking last week. So congratulations, Asa. She's doing amazing. And maybe you can be the next Asa. So here are our mentors. Oh my goodness. We have such an amazing group of ladies who are your mentors. We've got Amy Kaufman-Relihan, who is a mama bear, a complete mama bear. Celeste Auger-Munshi, Roseanne Coyle, Kathy Rowland, Carolyn McKee. Celeste is she's just an encyclopedia of information, especially with cruises. Roseanne Coyle is also an encyclopedia of information, but she specializes in destination weddings and love. But the other expertise Roseanne brings to the table is insurance. She worked on the insurance side before starting her travel business. And so she's got an incredible mind around insurance and claims and all of that. Kathy Rowland, also a very successful business owner before she started her travel business. She brings a lot of retail expertise to the mentorship. And then we have Carol McKee, who is our tech mentor, who provides incredible information on efficiencies and systems and how to systematize and be more efficient in running your business. Amazing, amazing ladies here. So imagine you could have a community of experts you can tap into whenever you need assistance. That's what we love about GTN and what we do for our advisors, and why our advisors are able to succeed so quickly is because they're supported. They're completely boosted and supported by this community. And then we have our Virtuoso membership. So Virtuoso is our consortia of choice, and they are the luxury travel consortia that gives us, or you, when we are a member of Virtuoso and you book your clients at Virtuoso participating hotels or partners, you get elevated access, you get amenities that they can't get on their own. There's tremendous value that we can extend to you for your clients through our membership with Virtuoso. And the same is true with our Hotel Elite programs. We are so proud of how many are now on this list of Hotel Elite programs. So we elevate your access for your clients by being members of these. It is not easy. These programs select the top agencies, and you have to have the bookings to be invited into these programs. And the fact that we are in all these programs means a lot less legwork for you. It means extra amenities for you or for your clients. You look like a rock star from day one. And then we have, here is our most recent cohort. This is our January cohort. They came here into the office for the 3-day jumpstart. And that is really how the Travel MBA program starts, is you come here to Mooresville for 3 days of training. You get to meet all the other people in your cohort. You get to meet some of the mentors. You get to meet, there's Kristen. She is Director of Education, or she is our Travel Business U queen. Yes, people have just loved the one-on-one in-person meeting to get them really started quickly in their business. Erica Davies, also a very recent graduate. She was in the March cohort of last year. I just came home from attending the 3-day Travel MBA Jumpstart program. Wow, left knowing that I had full support from each and every GTN team member. I also feel as though I've made lifetime friends. GTN network is second to none, and the partner network is superior. GTN has provided me all the tools I need to become a luxury travel advisor. Thank you. So that is Erica, and she's doing amazing as well. I saw her on the new booking report with some really awesome bookings last week. All right, so what does it take to get into the Travel MBA program? It starts with an investment of $9,997. We do have monthly payment plans available for that. You do have to secure your spot by April 10th to be in the April cohort. The cohort start date is April 18th, so that's coming up. And the jump start for the April cohort is April 18th, 19th, and 20th. Now, $9,997, sorry, $9,997 might sound like a lot of money, but let's put it into perspective. It is an investment in your business. This is an investment in your long-term entrepreneurial journey. And so let's look at what that is in relation to the lifetime value of your future travel business. So let's just make some pretty conservative assumptions. Let's say you're going to be in business for 13 years. You want to do this for the next 13 years. And you start making money after year 3. So in year 4 to year 13, you make about $150,000 a year. So that's 10 years of making $150,000 a year. The lifetime value is really simple. It's 150,000 times 10. So that's $1.5 million is the lifetime value of this travel business. Your investment in the Travel MBA program to get you there, instead of being an accidental hobbyist for 10 years where you're not making anything, your investment in that is less than 1% of the lifetime value of your business. So we think this is incredibly valuable offer and investment, an incredibly good way to spend your money. So if you are ready, it's a really simple process. 3 steps. We want you to apply, then we interview you, you get a decision with 2 or 3 days, and then you pay a deposit to enroll. It's that simple. Step 1 is apply. Step 2 is interview. Step 3 is deposit to enroll. So how do you apply? Here we go. We want you to go to travelbusiness.mba/April, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen. Go to travelbusiness.mba/April, where you will find the screen that's right here. We want you to fill out the interest form for the April cohort. And once you do that, you will see the application on the confirmation page. Complete the application. And as soon as you submit your completed application, you will look for an email from us to schedule your interview. Make sense? If you do not have availability to do the April cohort, go ahead and do this anyway. And we can talk about that in the interview, that you are considering a different cohort. It's that simple. So just follow the process the same way, and we'll handle the separate cohort conversation in the interview. All right, so that is, here's some frequently asked questions. Sorry, I forgot about this slide. What are the fees for me to get started? All GTN fees are included in your Travel MBA tuition. So there's no other fees to get started. You can either opt for the monthly pay option or the pay in full option. Either way, there are no extra fees to get started. What are my total startup costs beyond tuition? That is a great question. And it depends, right, from person to person, but you will be responsible for your branding, the assistance, your logo, your website, your E&O insurance, etc. For the upcoming 3-day Jumpstart program, what are the costs? The only cost for you will be getting to the Mooresville office, right? So we are covering your hotel and we're covering your meals while you attend the Jumpstart. And like I said earlier, when can I start to book travel? You can start booking travel as soon as you complete the Jumpstart meeting. So we really want you to start booking travel as soon as possible. There is no hold or wait time. And the orientation is held here at our office in Mooresville, North Carolina. And the hotel that you stay at is next door. So you actually don't even need a car while you're here. And that is all. All right, let's see. Do we have any questions? Or have they all been answered?
They've been answered.
They've all been answered. All right.
Let's see if anyone has some questions right now.
Does anybody have any additional questions? If you have an additional question that I did not answer during the presentation, you can put it into the comment. Here we go. Do we need to have an LLC? That is, you know, I would ask a lawyer or consult with someone about that. That is optional. It's up to you. We do recommend that you form a separate entity, but you have options. You can do an LLC, you can do a sole proprietorship, you can do an S corp. But that's something we recommend you consult either a lawyer or a CPA on what are the best options for you. But yes, we do recommend you form a separate entity. Awesome.
There's some more questions.
Do I need to acquire a DBA before joining a host agency? Not that I know of. A DBA, doing business as, in terms of my understanding, would be if you wanted to change the name of your business and be able to deposit checks into a business account that has a different business name, would be why you would do a DBA. Great presentation. Thank you, Livia. Thank you, Joy. Other than the MBA for experienced agent, what are the options again? Tanya, we do have options for experienced agent. It would start with demonstrating sales of more than $200,000 in a 12-month period. So we will ask you for that. And if you can do that, we have an 80%, a 90%, and a 100% option, although the 100% option is open to people who are selling more than $1 million a year. Join us, Tanya, would be how you would start that conversation. Email joinus@Gifted Travel Network. Okay. I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining me today. This has been a lot of fun. And hopefully I'll see some of you at the April cohort, Jumpstart cohort. Thanks, everyone.